Logical. I don't hear you, so you're still muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I need my glasses to see you more clear.
Okay.
Feels too strange.
You know, it's an opportunity just to let your eyes be holes and the light come in, you know, it's not so necessary that everything's in sharp focus.
Joy comes so unexpected somehow. Oh.
How lovely. Anything that you would like to speak, Najma, you're welcome, but no need.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Marcus.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Marcus.
Hello. When I was with you and this wonderful Sangha in the intensive in February and March this year, I was very astonished that so many people panicked about Corona and the developments in our society and the vaccinations that could be very, very dangerous, and that our society splits up and so on. And I was also wondering whether your predictions concerning future things that are coming up in this context could be right. And now I I have completely the same perspective, and I also feel the same. So,
It's crazy times, yeah.
So I'm a bit late, but now the penny dropped also. Yeah, completely crazy times yesterday. We were invited to a dinner with two other couples, and my very best friend, I know him since 50 years, and he's really like my soul friend. And yeah, he has the complete opposite position,
Yeah.
like telling me you are not vaccinated, so you are not, there's a lack of solidarity towards society, and because of you we will have to suffer from another lockdown and all this, and the mRNA technology is the best thing that could happen to us. And I said, no, I'm not convinced that you're wrong, but I just see that there are so many other informations that tell another story. So there is no right and wrong. It's a very open field of information, and we don't know what's going to happen, and certain informations are just suppressed, you know. In Germany, we think that getting vaccinated is the only solution to get out of this drama, and this is simply, many people say that's not right. It will
Yeah, millions of people worldwide, yeah, seeing it. Yeah. Anyway, it is tricky times for all of us to navigate this, and it's beautiful to not go into polarity. You know, like some people have taken the jab, and now they see that actually they don't agree with the direction that it's all going with this vaccine passports that want to get all your information and totally control society. So there's a big process going on, and yeah, it's you know what's happening in Australia now is they want to. I heard an unusual saying, they needle rape children from 5 to 11 years old. They've now made it okay for them, and yet there's no indication that they need it at all. And there's a lot of kids that are now having heart problems that they'll have for the rest of their lives from this. And so the parents now are really starting to stand up. They're saying, listen, you know, once you start coming for the children, that's another whole story for us. And so, yeah. But again, some people think it's a good idea for kids that have almost zero risk to get this.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, it's interesting just to yeah, start to look a little deeper.
Yeah.
Not, if possible, not going into polarization and making anyone wrong. Just everyone has their view and everyone's got their journey, whichever, however it is. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
finding what's true for you, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big challenge actually. To me, it feels like hiding away, not showing my true face.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing is like, I think at first, maybe that's what what happens, but then at some point something starts to stand up or not. I mean, I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way. It's just, there's, depends on how you see it. Somehow, in Germany, you had the story, we've seen it before, where dictatorships have happened. And it just takes most people not doing anything for it to happen. And at some point, people realize it and they either stand up and they say no, or it goes that way for a while. And then, life has to go through that permutation and then something else happens. But it's yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It brings it's a challenge to all of us because it does bring up a lot of stuff to look at. That's all.
Yeah, it in a way takes away the feeling of stability. In my case, like for the first time for a long time, there's fear.
Yeah. And so
also
I
on the
understand.
side, a lot of energy thinking about solutions. Like I won't get this vaccination, and I'm prepared to leave the country, and I'm prepared to go to some place where
it's not forced.
where it's not forced.
Yeah. So you can see it's just it's day by day. It's like if the eye is open, then you see where you see from there, and then we start looking. Okay, what's the next step for me? I mean, I was just watching a man speak today who was watching this happen for a long time. He did nothing, and all of a sudden, when they started vaccinating the kids, that just absolutely was too much for him. And now he's started a big organizations trying to bring a change. And wow, this guy's a dynamo. So,
yeah, I feel that it's time for me to get out of my sheep role. Yeah, like okay, I have my own thoughts, but I'm still running with the crowd, and it's maybe time to get into an organization to organize.
I'll just put it out there. This guy started a website called parentswithquestions.com.au. So it's got a lot of information on there, and if you have an interest, have a look and just see what resonates. Yeah. So it's because it's not what's happening is not Australia or Germany. It's worldwide. This whole thing. It's really the people that are pulling these strings have a lot of money and a lot of power. They're really going for it, and my feeling is they don't have everyone's best interests at heart. And so, if you see that and you have a sense that that's true, then you see where that inquiry goes and how your system responds to that.
Yeah, but
it's a journey.
It's a journey about what it is aiming at. Is it aiming at what's the target of this thing? Getting rid of half of the population. I mean, of course, it's about earning money. Those people already have enough money, so Why?
It's not about money. It's about it's, you know, again, I can just tell you how it seems to me. I
Yeah.
can't say this is true or anything like that, but it seems to me that there are some people that have the idea that there's too many people on the planet, and it's funny because they've made their money from petroleum, from, you know, petroleum-based medicines, from all kinds, you know, like the really big corporations, and they feel like there's too many people. They have enough money now, and now they want to get rid of a lot of people in order to, so that the species can survive. I mean, it's a funny kind of logic, but it's so. And then the people that are left they want to completely control them. So to me, that seems like what's going on. And you can see if it resonates with your knowing or not. I don't ask anyone to believe what I believe. I just can tell you how it seems to me after really looking into it a lot. So yeah, it's funny to find ourselves in this movie, you know, but obviously we're meant to be here because we are here. You know, what's so interesting is, like, for many people that get this, whatever this is, they don't even know they've had it. The majority is like that. Some people get sick, and some people can get very sick. But if you do take early, you know, if your immune system is strong, and if you do get something and you take early precautions, for most people it's not so serious.
Yeah.
But yet every day, every minute, people are dying of hunger, and that we do nothing about, and that's preventable.
All right. Yeah.
Many more than from this, whatever this thing is.
I know. I had it and didn't realize it. So the doctor told me after that, when did you had corona? I said I didn't have it, but
yeah, well, that's the case. That's the truth of it.
Yeah,
and
your
immunity now is much better than from the jab, because the jab lasts 3 to 6 months, and then you got to get it again, and it doesn't even stop you from getting it, and it doesn't stop you from transmitting. So, you know, basically the media has really spread a lot of lies, and now we find ourselves here, and there's thousands of doctors worldwide who are speaking up, but a lot of doctors are asleep. They don't see it. They've been trained a certain way to think a certain way, and they just go with that. So it's strong times. It's very strong times.
Very strong.
Yeah, and then you see, because also what happens is part of the, I could say, the spin or the indoctrination has been that unvaccinated people are responsible for, but it, you know, it doesn't make sense. If the vaccination, and we know it now, that you can still get it and you can still spread it, but there's different rules for vaccinated and unvaccinated. So, and yet the unvaccinated are considered a threat. It's like it's backwards. The whole thing is upside down and backwards. And children definitely have like unbelievable small percentage of anything happening to them from, if they do catch whatever it is and they don't spread it. That's the information. But yet they want to jab these kids, and I don't know if you see the data, but there's a lot of, there used to be, I mean, I was watching in one hospital, there used to be 2 stillborn births a year, this, according to this one. Now there's 40 a month. Mm-hmm. And it's not getting reported. So it's like at some point it has to come out, and then people have to see, okay, where do we stand now? Where do we go from here?
Yeah, it has
also the story of a lot of top athletes are just dropping dead on the field.
Yeah,
from
I read
heart
it, yeah.
attacks. Yeah. So there's a lot, it's coming out little by little, but again, it doesn't make mainstream. And then if it does, you know, if it touches, you know, people in a certain way, defensiveness happens, justifying happens, all that stuff. And then there's no real open dialogue. It just, you know, it's like you say. So it's like, how do we speak and start to invite each other? Look, whatever we don't know. This is an experimental, it's been said all along, it's experimental. And we're starting to see the results now. And even the Lancet, one of the most peer-reviewed journals in medical, has come out saying that actually it should be stopped immediately.
Yeah, I read this
again,
article. I read it, the Lancet article, that vaccinated societies are more vulnerable than non-vaccinated societies. That's the
absolutely. But and yet you don't see that in any newspaper. That should be blasted across every newspaper.
No, the Harvard University is coming to a very similar conclusion, also an article. And I'm very astonished that the media doesn't even comment on these new insights.
Yeah, I mean, it is like this, and we just see it, and we can see the extent of how powerful this lobby is, or whoever these people are that are pushing it. And, you know, some people see it that we're actually in a war. Some people don't see it at all. They just, it's like, but it's that, how can I say, it's everybody's journey, you know, somehow this is happening.
Yeah.
Consciousness is playing every single part in it, you know, it's like, and so it's what, you know, the possibilities are it wakes humanity to another level of consciousness, or it moves into tyranny for a few hundred years. We can just watch it and see, you know, and see how it calls us to respond to it. It's just, What's beautiful though now is like, there's, at the rallies that are happening now, and there's almost every week one, it's a mixture of people that have had the jab and that haven't. It's really a big mixture, and it's all kinds of people that have walked on their pensions, out of their jobs, police officers, airline pilots, nurses, thousands of nurses, school teachers. They're just saying, no, we don't want this. So really interesting times.
No.
And just to see what it touches in us, because in some ways it feels overwhelming, but in other ways it's just like resting, being at peace, and not being unaware, and then seeing how life invites you to respond, you know, that's it. And if possible, to stay kind and to communicate with people, even if they have different views. It's, you know, it's not so important that we have to agree on everything.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, it's the invitation stays the same. It's like, yes, of course, we're aware of what's going on around us and in the world, but to stay resting as awareness, just watching whatever's coming. We know it's changing all the time, and we don't know what it's good for ultimately. And then we just see, okay, where something in us moves into an existential organization or something stays at peace, and just, we know what our main interest is, of course. And then, whatever practical steps we need to take, just to take those, one baby step at a time.
Thank you so much for being with me.
Yeah, thank you for speaking and bring whatever
Brought a
is
lot of
touching in you.
peace to me.
I'm pleased to
Thank
hear.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Marcus. Yeah. Mike, welcome.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
There are two things just want to look at. So from the dialogue you just had, so I come along with the information in Germany. It gets up for a week that now the Aborigines are forced to be vaccinated, and I touched it and attached a layer of so something it's called defend the sacred. Yes, rising up in me, and there's deep pain and sadness coming up. And what I do at the moment, I'm setting up a couple of readings about Etty Hillesum, an extraordinary woman from Holland in the Second World War, who really drops into a deep contemplation and extremely light, not fighting against. And what I feel it's very interesting, there are undercover readings that I make, and they are very, very touched. And the question rises up, what can we do today? And then it ends, and it's amazed me that, so I'm not getting attacked, but there is a strong position, and I don't know if it's an existential organization. What is to be silent and go into silence? We have to go out now and to demonstrate. And it's getting, so it's not an attack to myself. So it's, and this I'm looking for, is this a good way now to react, or is it just coming over an existential organization that is just coming up, and I feel there is not so much rest at all, just to just breathe and look, but suddenly it changes, and then what can we do? And there is so much stress on the systems. It's
It's
and so
always this interesting thing because you see, I mean, to go to these rallies and stuff, of course, there's some excitement because you never know whether the police are going to be there with tear gas and with rubber bullets. That's happened there already, and extreme violence. And so, when you go to these things, it's like, okay, you just don't know what's going to happen. Some of them are so beautiful. There's such an incredible vibe, and it's so beautiful coming together like that and seeing you're not alone, that there's literally millions of people that are seeing it similar, and that's standing up. A lot of times the media will portray it as it's like just a bunch of hooligans, but it's just moms and dads and children and grannies. And I mean, it's just everyday, ordinary people saying no. It's like enough.
Yeah.
And so, but it's an interesting question, just, yeah. I don't know if anyone has like the answer. I just see that we're all in our own process, just seeing, how it wants to move us, because also in this whole thing, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have lost, they have no. So can we be kind? Can we start supporting each other? I mean, there's a lot of ways to participate. It's just finding, okay, yeah, we're all in this together, man. It is like that. And then where do we find our place in it? That's it. Where do we lend a hand? Where we can lend an ear, or just sit with someone as through whatever they're going through. It's intense. I love that there's this one Qantas pilot here. When he suddenly saw what was going on, and he was like a few years out from getting a really fat pension, and he just made a video which went viral all around the world. And then Qantas said to him, if you shut up from now on, you can still get your pension. And he said, no, that's making a deal with the devil. I can't. I have nothing. I haven't been very good at saving money, but I can't do that. And now he speaks at all the rallies. And then a lot of people started contacting him who were contemplating suicide. So he put out, and then now there's this whole network of people that are available if anybody's feeling suicidal, that they can, and it's all just grassroots people finding a way to participate, and I find a beauty in it. It's just so it's bringing out some beautiful qualities in people, and it's intense, Yeah, here we are.
So there is a shifting between, me as an expression of life, and on the other side, it's my Michael now that he wants to. So it's interesting. It's really interesting to look what's going on.
Yeah. So it's a deep inquiry. It is. Yeah. No, for me, I don't find any use in having some, like not very deep advice. I think, really it's a deep inquiry for everybody, just to find where their place is in it. And, yeah.
Okay. So can we sit in silence a little bit?
With absolute pleasure. Yeah.
so this night I woke up and I saw a YouTube video and I know that you had birthday and I didn't know that you're getting 70 and someone this night it's you're just such a rock and I feel so incredible love and at the same time there's so much pain to see wow
it's like that's you know in that it's like it's good to notice the pain, but it's also good just to, if it's possible, just to recognize it's appearing in awareness so we don't get swept away by that.
Yes, of
it's
course.
just otherwise we don't see clearly, you know. It's just like that. Pain is it's you know, I'm pleased that we can talk about anything in these meetings, you know. It's because it's all part of this journey here, so you know, people can speak about everything, and it's welcome. And with luck, you know, we don't go into positions and just okay, you know.
And this is the value of don't get into position and fix it. So it's just a really open space. And this is really that is medicine in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, beauty. Emil. Hi.
Hello, Isaac.
Welcome.
Life has been pushing me into my depths lately and forcing me just to accept the moment as it is.
Yeah. It's beautiful that you see it that way. Because a lot of times, there's resistance when, when we say forcing, it feels like something that's resisting that, but it's really inviting you, because to not is incredible suffering. So,
Yeah, the mind still has its tendency and tries to escape.
yeah.
by
So,
action.
let's make that simple, because when we say mind, all it is thoughts.
Mhm.
It's the no thoughts, no mind. It's like, when we say mind, it looks like it's an entity that has some power, but really it's just thoughts that come across the screen. And once you see it's just thoughts, okay, thoughts coming, they based on old information or old trauma or who knows what, they're trying to help, but at some point we just start to look each time, is this actually truly helpful, or is this taking me into suffering, So, I mean, it's not that there has to be no thoughts, it's just that there's this noticing when a thought comes and just seeing whether it's worth believing it or not. If it's possible, just to leave it. It's because it passes, every thought comes and goes, yeah. You can't hold on to anything. And the more our attention keeps resting as this awareness that's always present, the easier it is to not kind of follow thoughts and get caught in them. Yeah. Well, that's really what you could say the exploration is, just, okay, there's awareness here, untouched, the space of everything. And then these thoughts that come across. And really, one thought is enough, the difference between heaven and hell,
Yeah.
Doesn't take, yeah.
So that's what I kind of wanted to explore now with you, just some silence.
Sure. Yeah, fantastic. And that silence is always here. It doesn't matter how much, every sound is happening, appearing in silence. Every thought is appearing in that silence. So it's always, yeah, you don't have to do anything for it. It's the ground of where everything appears, yeah. There's such a tendency, in the human dimension to want to work on things, to want to fix things and change things. But that just gives energy to the very thing that troubles us. So, yeah. Better to keep quiet. Not make any effort. You don't have to do anything. Who you are, you already are. And I'm not telling you anything new or anything you don't know,
Yeah.
It's just an invitation here to recognize what we've always known, actually.
There's no need to chase anything.
That awareness is unchanging. It's here. What's changing all the time is, you could say, experience, because that's, how could I say, we're living in a field of information. What we call this world is different frequencies, different frequencies of light, of temperature, of color, of sound. It's all just information, yeah? And then that gets interpreted through our conditioning and our trauma and ancestral trauma, whatever. And then we end up with a sense of me and a sense of the universe. But it's filtered, it's always filtered, And so within that realm, within what we call our experience, a lot of times there's discomfort and sense of not everything is not okay. And if we touch it, then we're in it. We get into that vortex, into that loop. But if we just remain as that which is aware, we can watch, all this interpretation going on and all this, and see, look, no need to do anything. Who we are, we've always been. It's untouched. It's pristine. Yeah. What's fooled us always is that, our thinking tells us, okay, look, we've identified what the problem is, and whatever the problem is, we don't want it. But that means we have it. Whenever you don't want something, then you got it. And it comes up with a solution. And the solution is like, when you get this, then you'll be happy. And then, but whatever you want, you don't have. So whenever we're looking through our thoughts, we have everything we don't want, and we don't have what we do want. And so then we just get into this waiting and hoping, and maybe later, it's like, and we miss this moment, the only moment there is. We're running, we're busy with, I could say, nonsense, stuff that's not real. But it's enough, it's a tricky enough story that it fools most people until it doesn't. Then people somehow, our thinking turns it, then I have to get enlightened or something. But awareness is already your nature. Enlightenment isn't even an issue to awareness. It's just, awareness is just aware. It's not about getting anywhere, becoming anything. It's just recognizing, you could say, or seeing. But it's interesting because a lot of times, if you go a lot of places, they want to tell you that you have to do this and this and this to get enlightened, or you got to. It's more the same nonsense, It's just like, yeah. Then later you'll be at peace. It's not. It's now is all there is, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now it doesn't matter what comes across the screen, like, thoughts come or feelings come or whatever. It's just they come and they go. You can't hold on to anything. And check that out. You see if there's any experience that you can hold on to. It's not possible. The highest high or the lowest low, it comes and it goes. Why run after it? Or why get involved? There's something much more subtle and more like this. Great, Emma.
Thank you.
All good. Yeah. Lily, and then Mahima. So Lily first, and Mahima.
Hi everybody.
And then I see Anna after Mahima. Anna van der Waarden has a hand up. Okay. Hey, Lily.
Do you hear me?
I'm with Lily right now, and then after Lily will be Mahima, and then after that Anna. So
Okay.
I did hear you, but that's just the order that it's going in, Anna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you speak some more, Isaac?
Sure. Does that help?
Thank you.
Yeah, just this resting is, I mean, ultimately it's everything. You know? Just not entertaining any thought, any experience. It's just thanks, Lily.
Thanks.
Yeah, Lily. Mahima, let me just find you somewhere. Can you just, there, I see you. Cool.
Hi, Isaac. Can you hear me
Hi.
now? Yeah,
I hear you perfect, yeah.
good. I have a question. I don't know if you know or if anybody in the Sangha here might have any answer either. And it's, what do you know of getting spiked from the vaccinated, people that are vaccinated? If we can get spiked?
It seems that some people are sensitive to that and others are not. And I guess it depends on how strong your immune system is. So, I mean, there again, it's just, I know that many people do report it, and many people, for me, I don't, I somehow my immune system, even though I'm in the high risk category because I've got diabetes and high blood pressure, I hug anybody, vaxxed or unvaxxed, and I'm fine. So that's my experience so far. But I know that some people are sensitive to it, and yeah, so you just got to find your own way with it.
Well, I feel that I have a pretty good immune system. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I had a flu or a cold. I mean, I've had some stress this year, as you know, but other than that, but about 2 months ago, my doctor said I got spiked, and that was gone in 3 or 4 days. And then I had to go in for a couple other things, and I'm high risk with the blood pressure as well. And so I went in to see him, and I told him how I was feeling in the body. And the last 2 nights of the retreat, I was in quite a bit of pain in the body. There was a lot of pain. But as I told you, I think I shared, I was able to really stay. It's like life is still beautiful and good and everything. And then I went, it was a week ago, Wednesday, and I had a kidney stone. And then that's not so fun. And then I said, I was telling him this different pains, and he's going, oh, okay. So he has all these vials. He's a naturopath, homeopath. I mean, and I posted something you might find interesting on my Facebook about homeopathy and how it got sort of wiped out. It's a very interesting article. But anyway, he's been doing this like 30 years. And he said, you got spiked again. And I go, I'm like the person that stays home all the time mostly. Is at the store,
Look, like everybody's doing their best, and everybody, I mean, that's the thing is, to me, of course, there's people that know a lot more about certain things than I do. And so I listen to them and I just see if it resonates with my own knowing. And so, it's like, I don't know how many times people go to doctors as the authority and they get wrong advice. It's always one of these things to get quiet enough to listen and really see, look, does that really resonate with me? It's like, we've been trained to give our authority away, I don't think it's so healthy.
Well, he has nothing to gain from me with it. So
no, he has nothing. He's telling you what he sees. It's clear. But then it either resonates with your own knowing or not. That's
and there's this part of me
that
goes, I don't want to even believe it. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But then it's like just 2 or 3 nights ago, it's coming back. I'm feeling it again. And so then it's just like,
so and then there's this guy that's giving you this information. You just sit with it and see, okay, it's like, I don't know, anyone here can tell you what they've read or heard or whatever the story is, but in the end, it comes down to your unknowing. It's
I don't want to be afraid to go out. Oh my gosh, I'm in the store. It's in the air. That's what a couple of people said. I think it's aerosolized now because there's so many people vaccinated. It's like, who knows, and if you're sensitive, maybe.
Yeah, you can just see if that takes your mind for a big long ride or not. That's the whole thing. It's just like, to me, at some point, this journey is going to transition into whatever it is next. And it's moment by moment, can we live as peace? Can we live as love? And anything else other than that, to me, just doesn't make any sense. So
Most of the time it's like that. That's how I say flowing with it. And then I can see old patterns of fear, even with the kidney stone, because I've had them before. And one time I had to have, it was too big. I couldn't pass it. So I had to go to the hospital. So when I first knew, I knew I had it before I went to see him. And I just thought, I just pray that it's not one that needs any kind of medical thing that I have to go to a hospital right now. It's like, so that fear came up, and I'm not saying it's gone, but I try and catch it a little bit and then come back to resting and going, it's just this moment. It's not here. It's not there. It's right here.
Yeah.
So it's giving lots of opportunities, for all of us,
Absolutely. I mean, that's it. Somehow, just to keep it simple. Yeah. Great. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I always bring back to see your face, and or somebody, a couple people in the group that I feel this kind of ease with too. And so I don't know, sometimes I don't need nothing. It's just, I don't have to see a face or even connect with any eyes or anything. It's just simply coming back. I say to center. And I don't know, that word seems funny in a way, but it's not, it's just this. And I think when I go like this is this awareness. And when I come back there, even if there's pain going on or whatever, it's like mostly it's always okay,
Yeah.
I heard the Byron Katie one the other night. I was hurting and I couldn't go to sleep, and it's like, well, you can fight reality, but it'll only win 100% of the time. And then it made me laugh. So then I got lighter, But even seeing the body as I see the skin is like silly putty sometimes. I imagine it stretching out and giving the pain more space to be there. And sometimes that's helpful, because it brings me back to the now, but I'm not focused on it necessarily. Yes, I'm giving more space to whatever's here and whatever's arising, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Playing. Yeah. Just exploring.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Mama.
Thank you.
Anna. Anna, do you have a possibility to turn on your camera? Anna van der Waven?
Is this better?
Do you have a camera on your computer that you can turn on, or do you?
Yes, but I cannot find it.
Okay. Usually, if you move your mouse, I mean, if you, yes, you're on.
Here I am. Yeah. Okay.
Great, Anna.
But now you
Hi.
are. No, you are lost. If I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Now you see me?
yes, I see you.
Yeah, great.
I was just trying to find myself, and then this possibility raised to meet, but it was not a real question. But now that I see you, I like to meet. Yeah,
Yes,
but I have no question.
It's perfect. You don't need a question to rest together.
No.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a while, but when we meet like this, there's no time. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a very strange thing that we can meet like this
Yeah.
from so far. And that it feels like so close.
Yes, exactly. No distance, in fact.
It feels like a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you, Anna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Oh, welcome. Hi.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi,
I think
Hi, Christina.
we
Yeah.
just would like to sit a bit.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, welcome. Cat also.
What did you
And the
say?
cat also.
I think he also wanted to sit with you.
Yes, yes.
Hey, kitty.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, the cats join us often when we meditate or sit. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they are sensitive that way. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Mhm.
I don't have a question, but we just today we're voting about some COVID law in Switzerland.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
hope it's going to be a no against the new laws they introduced. And yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
interesting times.
Funny how it's being tried everywhere in the world. The same nonsense, man. It's just like it doesn't make sense. It's just anyway.
Mhm.
Sure. I mean, it's what's so amazing is how simple the seeing is. And if we don't see, it's suffering. And if we do see, it's just quiet and beauty and yeah, simple.
Thank you for being here with us, Isaac.
Oh, just exquisite. Thank you both. Yeah. Mhm.
And
Thank
to
you.
the Sangha.
Yeah. Esther. Your hand up, Andrea? Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I just felt to say hi to you and everyone here. Hang out a bit. Bring my love.
I understand love, but I don't understand why.
Just for the muggles here.
Yeah. Anyway, fun to have fun. Yeah, loving love. Eh?
Yeah.
Just beauty. Beauty. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Antje.
Isaac, can you speak? I cannot see you.
Yep, I can speak.
Yes. I want to share something.
Okay.
Since we are sitting together the last time, there's all the time a feeling of dissolving. And I cannot, so I'm acting and I'm working, but on the same time, it's no feeling of limit.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes really crazy.
I
And
get
all
it.
the time is a feeling of death.
Yeah. But you know, you could also call it life. because
Yes.
it's like really dissolving into life. I mean, it's like, you know,
Okay.
it's just, you know, it's like, in a sense, that it's been functioning from this perspective of of Antya, you know, of someone, and then that starts to just, you can see it's actually, it's not necessary actually. It's just life
There's
doesn't
no
stand.
feeling of Antje or someone.
Yeah,
This is the
exactly,
crazy thing,
exactly.
yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And it's a really new feeling, and sometimes it is a little bit
Yeah.
feeling of crazy. I cannot say.
It is. I mean, of course, it's, you're not used, you know. It's like the system is not used to it. It's okay. It's so okay. It's just like,
And the mind is bubbling and bubbling, and it's okay. It's no
yes, it's
problem.
all okay. No problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All is well.
Well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
New operating system, yeah. It's wonderful. A new operating system, yeah.
Yes.
It's good. Yeah.
Hmm.
All is well, Antje.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Inga.
Hello, Isaac. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
Great to see you again, all of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. No specific topic, no request, just
resting. Yeah. How beautiful.
Mm.
But practicalities sort themselves out. Or they're in the process. Yeah.
Is that the
Somehow
question?
it doesn't seem to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some intermediate solutions, no real ones, but some solutions that make it less, yeah, well, there was some movement. Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because you look much more relaxed and at ease. It's nice to see.
Yeah, also a good one discussion we had during the retreat, and then somehow there's more peace and
yeah, beautiful. The little, oh, that's a bird in the cage. I thought it was birds from outside coming in your apartment.
Ah, no, it's in the cage behind.
Yeah, yeah, I see them. Cool.
They constantly, like from the morning, the lights are like a
yeah.
They use
singing. Yeah,
yeah, it's sweet. It's very happy. Like it's like always reminding of, oh yeah, there is a possibility of just being happy and singing.
Yeah.
It's funny when we touch the topic again of my practical challenges, so to call. I feel my system being activated again. Yeah, just by naming
just to
it.
watch it. Just to watch it. It's nothing. Yeah, no need to go down that. It was just out of interest, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Because normally things work themselves out. They seem to anyway. And it's so amazing, you know. If I look at my life, things that I stressed about at one point, and a little later I go, "What the hell was that all about?" It's like,
yeah, the stress is ancestral as well. It's just something the system carries and has its own life.
Yeah. I'm just starting to discern. Okay, look, I'm only interested in peace. I'm not interested in this merry-go-round anymore.
I'll try that phrase.
Because there's a merry-go-round that just goes round and round.
Yeah, it does. But like now, when this is activation, then I can tell myself I'm only interested in peace, but this.
Yeah, so activation
easy,
comes.
but it attracts, like it attracts the attention. That's kind of
it does. Yeah, it does attract the attention, and then at some point you just go, look. It's the attention has been attracted there thousands of times this lifetime, millions of times, and it's never brought anything beautiful, only brought trouble. So just not interested anymore. At some point it's just like, nah, been there, done that. Not interested. Not one more time. Thanks for the invitation and no thanks.
I understand that from intellectual perspective, but whenever it happens,
you can only be talking about the past. You don't know what's going to happen in
That's
the future.
good. Okay, thank you for reminding. Yes.
How sweetly can the love flow in this moment? Yeah.
Super sweet.
Mm.
Like a field
Enjoy.
full with colorful flowers, smelly colorful flowers.
Enjoy it to the max. It's so okay.
Yeah, wow, you saying so okay. Immediately the sentence pops up like, oh, must be ancestral stuff as well. Like, oh, it's dangerous always enjoying. You should be too much joy is dangerous. Like you should take responsibility, be serious in life. Ah, yeah.
I tried that. I tried. Yeah.
Enjoying it.
Well,
Okay.
it tried that. Yeah.
Somehow I used to be like that, and then this idea of finding spiritual path made me very serious. Really?
I understand. Wow. Funny, eh?
For decennia, really, it made me super serious. And still I'm crazy, really. Like, oh, I have to
It's
get
crazy.
somewhere, I have to get rid of patterns, I have to understand my consciousness, I have to dismantle, I have to liberate myself. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I have to do Qigong, I have to do yoga.
Sure.
It's good to speak this.
Yeah. Simple and beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Simple. Yes. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. Thank you all for showing up and resting together, exploring. Love, peace, beauty. Ciao.